was very hard work for me to learn meditation myself, about 40 years back. But I learned it a very hard way. It was a lifetime work for me to learn meditation, to come into meditation. There was no meditation at home or in the temple or anybody out there. I grew up without knowing what is meditation. But I knew something was there. Something was there. X, Y, Z. I don't know. I have to catch it. Somehow by trial and error, meeting every person, reading every book, and getting a bit of information here, a bit of information there. Somehow I had to learn meditation, and I did learn meditation. That is the first finger. Then after that I had to practice a lot. I used to sit for hours. Hey, something should be there. Some vibration used to come to me. Oh, okay, my astral body is coming out, but it didn't come out. Again cool down. Again wait for some more time, some more number of days practice. Finally, some astral body will try to come out of the body. You feel all the Kundalini powers, vibrations in the body. Then suddenly you see something. The third eye gets activated. So it was very hard for me to learn meditation. It was very hard for me to practice meditation. Then once I knew it by myself within about 3 years, from 76 to 79, 1976 to 79, that was my practice period for 3 years. In the 79, then I said, okay, so I know something now. I don't know everything, but I know ABCD. I don't know XYZ. I can visualize XYZ, but I can teach ABCD. So I started collecting my office friends, my colleagues' friends, neighbors, 1 or 2 people who used to come to me to learn music, flute. They used to come to me for general advice. Always there are some people around you who come to you for your general advice. So I said, okay, you do meditation, close your eyes and observe the breathing. I started teaching one by one in the town of Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh state, where I work. So I was working in a company, fertilizer company, in a marketing company, a marketing division, and then also whoever I used to touch in my day-to-day life, I used to teach. That was my hobby. Before I came into meditation, I was only playing cards, enjoying myself day and night. When I came into meditation, playing cards went away. I said, then in the month of December, on the day, December 29th, a book came to me. You called it You Forever by Lobsang Rampa, Tibetan master. Then what happened? Then everything exploded. Suddenly, the whole spiritual science was visible to me. Astral travel, causal travel, Akashi records, past lives, karma, everything. With one book, the whole vistas opened to me. In the year 79, on December 29th, I can remember the date, registered a society in Kurnool called as the Kurnool Spiritual Society, meant to spread meditation. So, my dear friends, then after the Kurnool Spiritual Society, I went to Anantapur. I resigned my job, where I was working as a marketing officer for about 18 years. As a marketing officer, I used to go to villages and spread the knowledge about fertilizers. But then I was very not interested in my job. I was only interested in spreading meditation. Finally, I left my job. It was good for nothing for me. In the year 1992, I left my job. Enough is enough. I have not come here to earn a few rupees. No, I have come here to spread meditation like Buddha. That was my concept. I was waiting, pining to go onto the streets, go everywhere and to spread teaching. I explored meditation rather than I did meditation. I explored other people's meditation. I read books on meditation by other masters. And I got some personal experience. I tried many hours of meditation. I tried to come out of the body. A few times I came out of the body. But my whole wisdom has come from Swadhyaya and Sajjana Sangatya. I learned from you. My meditation journey is mostly Swadhyaya journey and Sajjana Sangatya journey. 99%. So everybody should learn from my journey also. My journey is 1% meditation and 99% Swadhyaya and 199% Sajjana Sangatya. I always listen to others' experiences. So I learned how to express from you. 1975 I joined my job Then 1992, I resigned my job. Now it is 28 years since I am on the roads, spreading meditation. I went to Anantapur, I went to Tirupati, I went to Vijayawada, I went to Vizag, I had gone to other states of India, I had come to Austin, I had gone to Houston. Okay, so I traveled all over, about 35 countries. Why?
Very divine evening, everyone. So, masters, let's begin the day 5 of holistic Buddha with 30 minutes meditation. So, for this, make yourself ready by sitting in a most comfortable position. Cross your legs, clasp your fingers, and close your eyes. And gently focus on your natural breath.
It's time for us to start our meditation, my dear friends. Please sit in a relaxed position, in the most comfortable posture. Take off your spectacles if there are any. Hold your legs or cross your feet. Clasp your hands. Close your eyes. And start observing your normal, natural, smooth, easy, wonderful, beautiful breath. Let's all meditate, my dear friends. Let's be with our breath, one with our breath. No thoughts whatsoever, no chanting, no mantra, no imaginations. Keep bringing your focus back to your breath.
slowly come back to body's awareness. Open your both palms and keep open your eyes for 10 seconds. Gently open your eyes. Let's be thankful to the universe for the beautiful meditation which we all have done today. Thank you so much, Masters, for participating in today's meditation. Now I hand over to Smita for today's session.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So welcome back to day 5, friends. Today we will be talking something about vitality, vital economy, something about the energy behind what happens with us on a daily basis. Okay. So we will see how we are going to earn it, how we can conserve it, and how we basically deplete it also. So what is this vital energy? So vital energy is something, it's also called the Prana Shakti. Prana Shakti is not actually the soul, but it is the energy behind that soul, energy behind what is making this body work. It is coming from the subtle body. It is not actually there in the physical body. The difference between us and the dead body is that we have a life force or prana running inside us or running in our nerve force, in our nerves. And then that is not actually happening in the dead body, isn't it? So that is what is the difference between us and the dead body. So this prana shakti is what keeps us, keeps our health. It restores our health when we are sick, and it also maintains our health. So it is very important to understand how it is very important to understand the management of this prana shakti and how it works in our body. If you understand the economics behind this in English it is called vitality or vital energy. So if you understand the economics behind this vital energy, you will be able to understand how to maintain your health in all kinds of situations and in all kinds of ups and downs in your life. Because it is not, you might learn something in this class, but you will have a unique situation at home. You might have a unique lifestyle. You might have a traveling job. You might have various kinds of things. But for that, for you to understand that science behind this whole thing and then apply that science and then maintain it, that is what will keep you healthy. So that management, understanding of that management, you will only have to do. So what we are going to learn is how to prevent the loss of that energy and maintain that homeostasis, which is the balance in our body, and maintain that alkaline balance in our body, and how to earn more energy. So like I said, this prana shakti is the energy that keeps us alive. It cannot be measured by any instrument. So can we measure what is the prana shakti? So when you are born, when your parents gave birth to you, you have a certain unique quantity of that prana shakti or that vital energy, which your sisters or brothers or siblings may not have because they are born uniquely and all that. So that is like a energy balance, or it's like a bank account. So in the account, your parents have deposited a certain amount of money, and then the way you use that money along your day-to-day life depends on whether you are going to fall sick or whether you are going to be healthy. So if you are using a lot of that energy and you are short of that energy, let's say For example, if your body requires so much of energy, but then your needs to run on day-to-day life is more than that, then there is a lot of depletion, which means there's a deficit. So in that case, you will not be able to meet those requirements. So the body will have to put you to sleep and shut you off so that it can save the energy. So there are all of these things that happens, and that is why some people are sick, some people are not sick, some people are always tired, some people are not tired. So there are lots of these ups and downs that continues to happen based on this energy component that is necessary to run our life. Okay, and this energy cannot be increased or decreased. Many of us have learned that in physics, energy cannot be created, energy cannot be destroyed, energy can only flow from a higher concentration to a lower concentration, or it can get converted from one form of energy to another form of energy. So there is nothing like energy that is getting created in our body. Food is not creating energy in our body, and medicines are not restoring everything in our body. Because if it had that power, then we could go to a person in an ICU, stuff them with food, let's say healthiest of food, and make them better, and then make them walk around just in the next few minutes. Because we have dumped Prana Shakti into them, no? That is not possible. So Prana Shakti comes majorly through different ways. It can be saved through different ways. So that is what I'm going to be discussing today. So how can vital energy be earned? So if you are not earning, then it can only be saved. It's like bank account. So if you're not earning money into your bank account, the only way is you have a saving bank account, and whatever money that has been already deposited, that money is there. But there is nothing like an interest coming into this account and all that. There is only saving. Okay. So how can vital energy be earned? One is through sleep and one is through meditation. Basically, body has to become light. So when does the body become light? Today our consciousness is at a grosser level, which means we are at a beta state of consciousness, which means we are all awake and all of that. So when we are drowsy, our body is at a alpha state. Then when we are in dream state, then we are going to theta state. Then in a deep unconscious state or deep sleep where we don't even have dreams, we are in the delta state of consciousness. So when we hit those deep states of sleep, body is disconnected from the entire, let's say, human consciousness. So that is where the body earns energy. Okay, so that is through sleep. Similar things happen in meditation, provided you go to thoughtless states. If you not that everybody meditates, but everybody doesn't earn energy through meditation. Only when you go to deeper states. See, if you have done 1 hour of meditation, sometimes we are able to catch about 1 or 2 minutes of deeper states of meditation. And the more and more we meditate, the body and the mind gets used to it, and that practice is what makes us better and better. It is not otherwise. We may not even be great at meditation, but just because we sit for 2 hours and we are a beginner in meditation, we may not get there. It is because we need to practice to make our mind calm, and then we go there. Our mind should already be calm when you sit in meditation to go to deeper states. You cannot make the mind calm in meditation. Okay, for that you need Sajjana Sangatya and all of Swadhyaya and all of those things. That is a separate topic altogether. But then earning happens only in these deeper states. What exactly happens is your mind is always attached to the world and all the things around you and all of those things. But when the mind is now detached from that and it is attached to something else, let's say a higher source of energy, or let's say God, and in that kind of a state, only then it will be earned. It's like an appliance, let's say a washing machine. A washing machine is constantly connected to the socket, but it is, even if you switch on the washing machine without switching on the current, washing machine does not run. So you will have to switch, the current has to pass, the current is always there. So the source energy is always there, but we have to be receptive in getting that energy. And when will we be receptive? Only when we are sleeping and only in meditation. So this is like we charging our cell. Cell charging happens only in sleep and meditation. Otherwise, it doesn't charge. We are running on battery. So what are the things that reduces the battery capacity? Okay, it is like in case you take your phone and then watch movies, YouTube movies and all of those things on your phone, immediately the battery will drain out very, very quickly within 1 hour or 2 hours. Similarly, if you invest in, let's say, unnatural eating habits, which overworks the body, because body doesn't understand those foods and all of those things, right, which we learnt about in the second day. So it overworks the body and there's a degradation, acidic balance and all that. So that basically reduces the vital energy. Basically, the energy is used for cleanup, used for breaking down that food, unnatural food and all that. Second thing is dehydration. I told yesterday that we are 70% liquids. So we'll have to maintain a good and sufficient liquid balance in the body so that the blood is flowing, the lymphatic fluids or the sewage in our body is flowing to the kidneys. Because if there is stagnation of toxins in the body, let's say the cells are making toxins, but if those toxins are not flowing to the kidneys and everything is like stagnant like a river, which is not flowing, then again, there also vital energy decreases. Next is improper breathing. Of course, none of us do proper breathing these days because we are not doing rhythmic breathing on a daily basis. So at least doing some amount of pranayama on a daily basis helps. And then lack of sunlight, lack of exposure to other elements, let's say you're grounding, walking barefoot on the ground, getting exposed to sunlight. Many of these things are necessary. And then it helps to, reduce our vital energy, lack of all these things reduces. Then lack of essential exercises. So when the body is becoming a lot more, let's say, rigid, stagnant, so we are leading a sedentary lifestyle, then what happens is the toxins get accumulated here and there because of lack of movement. In a river, when it is flowing, if there are rocks in between, what happens? All that dirt just gets accumulated around that stone, right? Around the rock. Like that only, when the blood is flowing, when the lymphatics are flowing and you have never moved your body in some joints and all of those things, there it accumulates. So hence, there also, body is now using that vital energy to clean up that place. Then stress, no resting period, lack of sleep, all of these things are then lack of mindfulness in thinking and doing your activities. So whole day, let's say you're doing some work, but you are not at all mindful. Ideally, whole day we'll have to work on anything you want, but the whole day you'll have to focus on working as if you're working for your soul growth only. If whole day, if you're thinking that, okay, that 5 minutes after my office, I will go and do meditation, that is when it is my me time, and there I'm going to basically grow my soul. That doesn't work. Whole day you will have to do. The whole day you will have to actually work for yourself only. Whether you're working for, let's say, the office, whether you're working for your family, whatever you're doing, let's say mopping, brooming, whatever you're doing, in everything you should see that I'm working for my own soul. You should think that I'm growing and all of those things. So when you become unmindful, constantly thinking, why do I get this so much of work? Why do I do this? Hateful, hatred about somebody else, thinking about jealousy, judgment, expectation, all of those things creates negative energies. So that creates, rather drains. Here, if you should understand that eating unnatural foods, food, especially digestion, occupies about 85% of the body's energies. That is why when you put food in your stomach, the body majorly puts all that energy into digestion of that food. So if you might have understood, if you take a heavy food and go to the office, rather in the office, you'll try to feel sleepy in the afternoon because now the entire body has sent its energy towards digestion. That is why we also don't do exercises after a heavy meal, because body needs a lot of energy to exercise. But if you put a lot of food into your stomach, the body needs that energy for digestion. Hence, all of these things are very important, that you have to understand that 85% of the body's energy goes towards digestion. So using that power of vitality or vital energy for unnecessary garbage digestion is just like doing charity. Take your saving bank account, put it in charity. That's it. That much of thing is gone. No earning, nothing. Then, so the next one where we lose a lot of energy, more than digestion, is loop. The thinking that goes in loops. We're constantly thinking about something, enjoying about some issue that happened in the past, judging somebody. She's like that, he's like that. That's why. So all these strategies and other things that happens in the mind, right? Whole day looping on a daily basis. Those drains it like watching videos on yourself. It is like running the entire house's electricity on high power line or AEH line. We do only, let's say, geyser and things like that, right? Now, imagine the entire house is running on that line only. That kind of drain it will create. Then lack of spinal integrity means bad postural the sitting in bad postures, and then bending in bad postures, thinking the way you use your body in bad postures. So the spine has to be straight. It has to be used in a proper way. So all of these things basically drain the energy in many ways. So yesterday I told you about NAEP, right? I told you that, for example, if your eating habits creates about 100 units of acidic balance in your body, acids in your body, and then your body's capacity to expel it is only 50, then on a daily basis, you are basically increasing that acidity count to 50-50. So which means 50, 100, 150, 200, like that on daily basis, you are basically increasing and going. So, but you have no idea that on a daily basis, my lifestyle is bringing me this extra acidity or acidic accumulation inside my body. I don't know, because the body has still not signaled out with some problem, with some pains and all of those things. So what if this vital energy continues to reduce, which means the vital energy is used up for this. First day it was used for clearing up 50 more. Second day it is trying to eliminate 100. Third day it is trying to eliminate 150. Here it is very hypothetical because I'm assuming that everything else is a constant and that's why 50-50 only is increasing. But it doesn't happen like that. Some days you might go and eat pizza. That day you might probably accumulate a lot more. Someday you are constantly thinking about some old regrets that happened in your life and you're regretting about some past issue. So that day energy balance, let's say your acidic balance has gone up by 250. So like this, things will go up and down. So what if this energy continues to reduce and reduce and reduce? That is when diseases happen. And there are whatever you name in the whatever names the medical community has given to any form of diseases that you can ever think of falls under these 7 categories. Okay, before that, I wanted to share that you might have heard about people, let's say, oh, they went through that method of healing. Somebody went through acupressure, somebody went through allopathy, somebody went through this process, that process, and they saw healing. They didn't do this, but they still healed. All of those things we keep hearing on a daily basis. So in nature, it is the vital economy that is playing at the root level. So if there is some process that you're using, that somebody is using, which basically reduced the toxemia levels or reduced the acidic balance and increased their alkaline balance, either by eliminating the foods or by doing something else, or let's say by managing their energy levels, whatever it is that they did, if the processes that they used there ensured that their vital balance slightly increased, rather they saved a lot, they saved the vital energy, and that vital energy will automatically be guided towards healing. That we don't have to tell vital energy, hey, go and heal. It knows. That is like an automatic programming. It is meant to keep your body alive as long as the soul is inside that body. That is all is the work for the body, for the vital energy and the body. Keep the body alive. It doesn't say keep the body healthy. If enough vital energy is available, it will keep the body healthy, it will keep it alive. So that is what is happening. Okay, so don't think that there is only one process in life for healing. There could be plenty of methods for healing, but each of these methods will come to you based on your level of consciousness, based on what you have to learn in the process of going through that kind of healing process. So ultimately, one has to understand that nothing in this world will heal you. The only thing that heals you is your own body. And for that body to stay alive, nothing is necessary except vital energy. Okay, but in the process of getting to a state where only vital energy is necessary for me, and there is nothing else, no food, no water, nothing, no medicines, no doctor, until I reach that state, which is a very, very high state. Maybe you have to go to higher forms of consciousness, go to higher levels of consciousness, only then you will be and retain that consciousness on a whole 24-hour level. All the 24 hours, you should be in theta level of vibrations, which means the deep thinking state. Only then, a deep sleep state, only then you will be able to maintain that pranic energy force constantly. It will be flowing inside your body, no? Then only you don't need anything in your life to basically nourish your body and all of those things. Until then, we'll have to work with this vital energy and use other props to maintain ourselves. Okay, so it doesn't mean that in the past you may have taken medicines and you may have seen some amount of relief. Then the same medicines may not have worked for you, because every 2 years the whole cell, all the cells in your body completely changes. So what you were 2 years ago, you are not the same person today. Okay, to that extent the body is changing on a daily basis, on a minute to minute basis. So don't compare your current status to anything that happened in the past. And even your mind is changing, your thinking is changing, everything is changing. What worked for you in the past may not work for you now. So you will have to always be ready to keep going forward, try out new things, and then try out new ways of working with yourself, and then working with this vital energy, and then managing your acidic alkaline balance. Whatever may be your process, you should still go through that. But in either way, these are the 7 stages of the disease that happens. How? So what are these stages? The first one is called enervation. Second one, toxemia, irritation, inflammation, ulceration, hardening, and cancer. Then if somebody is already at the cancer stage, they will have to go to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 only and heal. And also remember that this stage is the body, it's not like the whole body is in enervation, whole body is in toxemia. Predominantly, it will be like that. But at, let's say if I'm in inflammation stage, then it doesn't mean that the whole body is inflammation. It's not like the whole body is like that. Some parts may be in irritation, some parts may be having just in the toxin stage 2, some parts may be in stage 1. So at a cellular level, things will change, because you might have noticed that in some parts of your body, you will probably have a pain. Other parts of the body, it may not be paining. So like this, some parts may have some problem because that part is in stage 4. Some part may have stage 5. So like this, it depends. So the first stage is called enervation. How does enervation happen? Usually, the physical body gets affected only when you create a lot of, enervation at a mental level, at an emotional level. From there it starts. Physical doesn't get affected until you break it at those points. So when you start, when you basically don't manage your emotions properly, it eventually creates blocks or depletions at the physical level, at a tissue level, cell level, organ level, and all of those things. So the level of depletion of vitality beyond a certain limit, where toxins accumulation and all that is happening. So enervation is nothing but fatigue. So at a cellular level, there is fatigue in the body or tiredness happening at a cellular level. So what happens? So what are the causes? The same causes that I spoke about earlier. Now, what are the reasons for fatigue? And what happens when you are tired? Typically, what happens when you are tired? You want to go and rest, maybe on the bed or something. You don't want to continue to work at the time. You feel tired. Same thing happens to the cell also. It doesn't want to work. So the only way the body is trying to do is it knows, oh, these cells are tired, so I have to put the body to sleep. So that's when the body will try to save energy. If you had continued to work, it had to spend more energy to keep you active, because for your eyes, for your metabolic activities, for you to move your hand, for you to walk, everything that you do, it needs that bank account's energy only. Everything, including your heart working, every physiological, physical, mental, emotional, everything uses the same reserves. So it will try to put you to sleep. So resting and sleep typically helps us get out of fatigue and other stages. Sometimes what we do, we try to take medications and wrong inputs and all of that. So the next stage is called toxemia. So when somebody is tired, what happens? They don't do work, right? Similarly, the cells also don't do work. But every day the cells we are eating, we are pooping, all of that. So the cells also have to eat, they'll have to poop. So typically when the cell has already eaten, but it is not trying to eliminate its waste or metabolic waste. So it is basically collecting. Because you don't have energy reserves, you're spending it on something and all. So that is why the body doesn't have enough energy reserves to clean itself on a daily basis. We will cover something called circadian rhythm in one of these days. But before that, let's say that the body is not given a chance to enough cleanup. So that is why it's now accumulating. So this accumulation is called toxemia. Toxemia is the single cause for all your diseases. It's just one word called toxemia, accumulation of toxins. So here you are not attending to the body before it even comes to toxemia stage. Body is trying to tell you it is tired, your eyes are, let's say, tired and all of those things, but you'll still go ahead and say, oh, I have a release today. Let's say software release or something, and you're still working. You say, tomorrow I have to go to office, I cannot apply leave, you're still working. So all of these things happen, and that is called stress. Over time, what happens? You'll end up with flu, dysentery, cold, cough, fever, all of that will come. Now you'll say, oh my God, I got corona suddenly. No, it is not that. It is because you already collected all this toxemia. Now the body is just trying to send it out. So this is all the symptoms. So typically how we recover from that stage, rest, sleep, then we'll have to eliminate all these causes. We have to see, these are the causes. Oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't pay attention to this, I didn't pay attention to that, I didn't eat properly. So when we start knocking off all of these things, then we'll slowly come to stage 1 when we'll become tired. So typically after a cold and cough or fever will go. Then you'll become tired for some more days, and then you'll become okay, no, like that. So typically what we do when we have all these issues, we go to a doctor and we medicate ourselves and continue with the daily routine, because we have to go to the hospital, we have to go to office and all of that. No, so typically toxemia, if it is ignored and we suppress it with medicines. See, medicines, when I say medicines, anything which will make you want that problem to remain inside and you don't want to see that problem. Fever came out, body showed the temperature, but I don't like fever. I'm scared. If fever comes, I'm scared. So what I'll do, I'm going to pop in, what is it called? Dolo 650 or Crocin or something like that. And then I will continue with my daily life. But why did the fever even happen? Did we even pay attention to that? We didn't. We just popped a pill and then moved on. Cold, I have a bad running nose. I have this allergy. So take one Allegra or take some cold medicine and then continue with your life again and again and again. So what happens? You are not only keeping those toxins inside, you are also putting more toxins in the form of medicines, more acids in the form of medicines, and accumulating. So this is toxemia stage, which if suppressed means typically in medical field, they call it immunity. Nothing should come out. You should always be healthy. That is called immunity. But it is wrong. You should never be immune to anything. When body is sending out something, let it come out. That is where vital force is actually working. It should not keep anything inside, right? Everything has to come out. Body has to be clean. If fever is coming, allow it to come out. Understand how to manage your fever in a natural way. If cold is coming, let it come out. Understand how to handle cold in a natural way. If loose motion is happening, vomiting is happening, understand, align with the body. Make the body the best friend. Don't try to isolate the body and I'm separate, body is separate. No, you and body should go along each other. You're the same team. Like that you have to work. So if you suppress this stage, then taking any form of medicine, you might think allopathy is the worst thing, but I'll go to homeopathy or Ayurvedic and take all these herbs and suppress it with that. Don't use anything to shut up the body. The body has, if the body is sending out something, it is doing the right thing. Allow it to come out. It's like when the child comes and wants your attention, just put some chocolate in its hand or put it in front of TV and say, shut up, I don't want to listen to you. So that is what we do on a daily basis. So never stop anything from the body, but understand the logic of how to manage that. How can I reduce my reduce the workload of the body at that time so that it can take all that saved energy and put it for healing at that time. That is what is called vitality management. Okay. In any form of all these issues, you need to reduce your activity levels. You need to reduce your thinking levels. You need to reduce your eating. You need to go back to juicing and then allow the body to flush it. Then go to zero digestion. When you go to juices, what happens? You'll go into zero digestion, but nutrition is going to come in and then it'll also going to flush you. One day you will be in bed, you will be okay next day. It went the natural way. But if you put even natural medicines inside, it is all going to come out again and again and again because body is smarter than you. If you try to shut it, so typically what people do, people try to shut the cold by taking medicines continuously. One day they'll end up with skin issues. That is how it works. So if they end up with skin issues one day, it means that they've constantly suppressed their respiratory issues. Typically respiration and skin issues and all go together. Anyway, that's a different topic. So third stage is called irritation. So now cells are now accumulating. They're clogging and they don't have enough energy to send it out. They don't have enough hydration to carry to the kidneys and all of those things. So what will happen? They will now try to become irritated inside because there are acids inside the cells. So the acids are very they will irritate the body. They will irritate the skin, the lining of the cell and all of that. At a tissue level, they will irritate. So that irritation causes all of these skin issues and many of these issues, itchy skin, nausea, nervousness, obesity, bad breath, whatever. All of these things are there, but people ignore all of these things and move ahead in their life. They are not still at a stage where you need day-to-day attention. It is there. Some days it's there, some days it's not there. Those kinds of stages these are. Okay, typically we have to pay attention to all these things because you know that you are in stage 3. If you ignore this, you will go to stage 4. See, when I say ignore, it means that you are not changing your lifestyle. You are not now reducing your other things to increase your vital energy, to save more vital energy. You are now distributing your energy, the available energy to A, B, C, D in your day-to-day life. You need to cut down some B or C or something like that. Make that energy that was available to B and C available fully to healing. So you need to learn how to manage that. That management is called vital energy management or vital economy. Okay. So that is irritation. Fourth one is called inflammation. We all know gastritis, this itis, that itis, all this itis that the medical community has named is all called inflammation. which we typically see as pain in various issues. So when the cell, now the cell has toxemia. It is now every day it's collecting toxins, but it is not able to release toxins. What happens? It will become like a balloon. It will swell up because everything is getting collected. There's a lot of pressure inside. And that pressure, that acids are building up and there's a lot of pressure. So that's why it was irritated before. Now it cannot hold on. It is now becoming like that pressure is fully increased and then everything has become red and painful. So from the acids. So this stage is called inflammation. So here is where we have all kinds of pains in the body. Some parts we may have pain, some parts we may not have pain. So here there has been accumulation of toxins in that area and the body only has to remove it. And that you have to do only through rather cutting down some of the acid building activities in the body, increase your alkaline balance inside your body, and then reduce your vital energy spending. You have to reduce your thinking. You have to try to lie down. You should not watch your TV, cell and all that. So because all the sense organs are using those things, right? So somewhere all these things, small things also matters. Okay, you'll have to pay attention. Oh, this also matters, that also matters. Let me take rest. Let me do this. I'll not talk to anybody. Some days I'll stay in silence. Mauna. All of these things also reduces that vital energy spend and it'll go towards healing. Okay, so it is very important. Now here, how to recover from this stage? So here, this in arthritis, colitis, and all that. Here, what happens? People are taking daily medications. They have ignored until stage 3. They have ignored. It has gone to stage 4. Here, every day pains. It pains every day. Something or the other happens every day. You have to pay attention to your body because it's like bothering you. That thing is bothering you. So this is where inflammation is. So here again, intake of energy, that is, you'll have to balance your energies, then resting, and then you'll have to remove the causes that actually created it. So typically what do? We go to medicines and then drug ourselves or do something like that and then continue to ignore this stage because many times what happens, we are not aware of all of these things. So that's why we continue to look for whatever is available. And then typically in the industry, everybody is going towards doctors. So that's why we all go towards doctors and think that is the cure. But someday the universe is going to show us an alternative way, like what we are doing today. So it's an opportunity for you all to embrace nature and understand how to heal right, and then pass it on to subsequent generations. Let the ignorance end today, so that you all can be a empowered parent and bring all this good knowledge or share all this good knowledge to your children. Practice it today. If you have little children, practice it today. Start today so that they can get the experience under you all and take it forward to subsequent generations. Let all this ignorance and depending on others end here. Become your own doctors today. Okay, the next stage, what happens? The cell cannot hold on to the toxins any longer. They will burst. So this is where cells die and blood, toxins, everything rushes out of that area and pores and all are open up. So it looks like an ulcer. Okay, so this is where it is called ulceration. So you can see ulcers in all parts of the body. In some parts of the body, you might find, some parts of the body you may not find. Depends on wherever it has reached that stage. So by the time it is ulcers, the body has gone to that stage and it needs severe management issues. So lifestyle changes are very, very important. See, typically after stage 4, or if you're in stage 4, you definitely have to work with it's best to work with a practitioner because it takes time to go back to the other issues. If you're in stage 5 and stage 6, there is no other way but to work via a practitioner. It's best. Because there will be lots of ups and downs that will happen. And then if you have the knowledge, definitely you can work because God has given all of us the knowledge. But when we know the art of surrender, when we trust nature, then obviously universe, God, everybody is going to help us. But if you don't have that, if you have not learned to still trust that infinite source, then work with a practitioner. Practitioner is just a guide. He doesn't have any other thing more than that. Okay, so in this ulceration, what is happening? All this is oozing out. So this is what it is. And here lifestyle changes are definitely necessary. Medicines will not work. The last but one stage is called hardening. So now everything got oozed out. What body will do? It will create, it now knows this human being will not go through lifestyle changes, because by this time the vitality is really, really low and it is not able to manage anymore. So what the body will do, it will create a quarantine zone. It will shield that area with a tissue, with a hardened tissue, and then cause something like a tumor or a growth or a cyst or a fibroid, whatever you want to call. If there is a growth in any part of the body, they may give different names. PCOD, let's say breast tumor, this tumor, that tumor, whatever they may say. But they may say this is benign, this will not become cancerous. All of that depends on the body's way of working. So either way, if there is an extra growth in the body, that is at this stage. It is in the hardening stage of the body, where there is a quarantine zone that is created by the body. See, in every stage, the body is trying to protect you. Because if this ulcers had just been like that, and if it had not quarantined this place, what would have happened is, what happens when there are dead cells here? All these scavengers will get created there. They will be born there, and then they'll start trying to feed on all this dead matter. What is their job? To take it back to the soil. So there are all of these germs eating on that. Plus there are all these acids oozing out everywhere. Now the body is worried that this is going to just get accumulated and then it will go down to other parts of the body through the blood or through the lymphatics and all that. So the body will create a quarantine zone. It will lock everything inside in the form of a tumor. But what happens? This is an extra growth, no? So we will have probably pains and all will anyway be there, because we have already crossed that previous stages of pains. So pains will anyway be there. But this is extra. So the body doesn't have extra space for that. It has not been created. So that extra push and pull and all that will actually bother you. So what you'll do, you'll go to a doctor. And then what will the doctor do? He will do something like a surgery, something like biopsy. And that biopsy, he will tell, oh, this is benign, this is cancerous, this is malignant, all that he will say. But he punctured the quarantine zone which the body created for your safety. Typically, all of these tumors, if we go through lifestyle corrections, they melt automatically. But if we puncture it and all of that, the body now, all the efforts of the body to contain that in one place now has been punctured. And now everything flows everywhere inside the body. Now the body is like, oh my God, where all I will have to go and then lock all of these junk toxins. So the whole body, it is spread. So typically after a biopsy, the cancer tends to spread faster, because now there are all these germs everywhere and cancer creating things are everywhere. So hence, before a biopsy, things are much more promising. After a biopsy, things are a little more difficult. Whether a person dies or doesn't die depends on the soul, whether it wants to move out of the body or no, whether it wants to stay and then fight this issue, or let's say not fight, let's say heal this issue and continue its life here. That we can't say. Nobody knows that. The only thing we have to do is try our best. So the next stage is called cancer. So at this stage, what happens? The body is trying and trying and trying. And it has now become rogue, because the cells, right? The cells have consciousness. The cells have that, if I whatever I think I am, whatever knowledge I have, that kind of consciousness I have, every cell has. But now if the body locks that area, those cells, along with the germs and along with the toxins and all that, they have become rogue, which means they have now been reprogrammed to work against the body. So now they will start to live on their own. They will start to feed by themselves. So there are lots of other things that happen. They will try to create their own food cycle and all of those things through lactic acid cycle. So either way, this is what happens. All these 7 stages. And we will never know if we have crossed a stage a point where we cannot return back to other stages after this stage, or in any of these stages, we don't know. That depends on what is the vital energy that you have. That is why when you have fever, when you have all of these problems that come when you are healing, you should welcome it, you should celebrate it, because the vital energy, the presence of that energy itself shows that you got all of these loose motions and all that. That is why it's called, those things are called eliminations. Eliminations means things coming outside the body. When things come outside the body, it's a celebration. You should not stop it through medication. When it comes out, it's a celebration, and you're getting cleaner and cleaner. And the more cleaner you become, the better you will become. Okay, so these are the ways in which vital energy is used. And one more thing that I wanted to say is, when we meditate in thoughtless state, we are anyway earning energy. So when we are not doing meditation and all that, when we are just sleeping, what we are doing, we are in the horizontal state. But our spine is supposed to be vertical. That is why they say, don't meditate in your sleeping posture. Meditate in a sitting posture. But there are programs in PSSM called Gudakesha, where you can sit and sleep in the night. And what happens is, you will earn cosmic energy. Whatever let's say you horizontally sleep on your bed, and you, let's say, earn, 20% of cosmic energy. But when you sit, you are basically earning whatever the meditation is going to give you. Of course, I'm not an expert to give you that numbers and all of those things. Patriji has told that, I think 30 minutes of meditation equal to 6 hours of sleep. But provided he is already in the thoughtless state. So that is when you get there. But if you sit and sleep in programs where night meditation is taught, initially we will sleep because we are not in a state to get to that awareness or conscious state when you're in your meditation. But over time, as we gain more and more and more energy, then you will be able to witness yourself or be conscious even in that deeper states of sleep, which is what is called samadhi state. So it is very important to understand that these are also some of the methods where you can earn more energy by doing meditation or sitting and sleeping, or which is called yoga nidra, in Brahma Muhurtam, which is the night state, night period. In the night, what happens? Everybody is asleep. So the collective consciousness's thoughts, the thoughts that we all think on a daily basis, all the 60,000 thoughts that we think on a daily basis, those are not there in the, all this air around you or this space around us. That is why when we are all in the mornings, there is so much of thought processes in the collective consciousness, in the space around us, that the meditation may not be that deep. But in the night, it will be very deep because everybody is sleeping and everybody is in that deep status of sleep. So it is all empty. The space is empty. So when you sit and sleep at that time, the flow of cosmic energy is higher. So this is also one of the ways to earn more cosmic energy. So earning should always be there. You should have a way. See, the way to understand this vitality management is to know how to where all I can earn, where all I can save. For example, let's say if my body needs attention because of issues, the problems that I have, then I have to give full attention to the body by giving it full control of energy. Then maybe I can just rest for that day. I can do full juicing. I don't have to eat anything so that the body focuses. 85% of that body's energy can be given to healing. I can just do juicing. I can drink a lot of juices, and then I can just sleep. I can keep eliminating I can keep urinating. That is one. Second thing is, let's say I went to a marriage function and then I had to eat there. I had to eat lunch there. Then I will definitely not choose dairy. I will definitely not choose, let's say, fried items, sweets, because they contain ghee and all of that. So I definitely, although I ate cooked food, but I saved some amount of potential loss on all of these things, which I would have probably lost a lot if I had eaten all these things. Oh, I am in a marriage, so let me indulge here. It's once in a way and all that. This is where you can save. And then maybe that for dinner, you don't have to eat anything. You just drink water and sleep. There you can aram say, so you after lunch, you would have not eaten anything till next day breakfast. So which is a long hour of gap for the body to constantly work on that digestion process and not be overloaded with one more dinner. So like this, you should understand where all I can save in my lifestyle. If I'm going there, how can I save? If I'm here, if my body is like this, how can I save? So like this, they should be able to, what do you say, this vitality management you have to understand. Once you are understanding and become smart about vitality management, you will be able to, you are understanding and become smart about vitality management, you will be able to manage yourself in any situation of your life by eating any food. I'm not talking about animal foods and all that. There is no, what do you say, compromise for animal foods. I'm talking only about plant-based foods. If somebody wants to eat animal-based foods, they should understand that I should be willing to, what do you say, face those consequences or that drain that comes with animal foods. And if you are in a status to counterbalance that, then go ahead and eat. But then there will come other consciousness-based repercussions also will come. That also we have to go. Karmic-based repercussions also will come. That also we have to face. So there are all of these cause and effect will keep coming. So if you like the cause, sorry, if you want to do some action, then that reaction also we should be ready for. Okay. So if you are smart enough in vitality management, you should know where I should apply all of these things. Then you will become good. But to become good, you need to take any subject like this. Let's say you are able to resonate with what we teach today. Follow that, read more books, become good at these things, read the authors of many books and practice that in your life. Understand the deeper, get better and better at this. Once you become better, once you take that knowledge that we give and then put it into your own practice, you become a master of your own practices, then you will be able to bend those things to apply that for you. And those ideas will come to you by intuition. That is different. But to get there, you need to be disciplined and be consistent with whatever the knowledge taught you or those books taught you or with whatever we tell you. So just by saying, okay, I will do whatever I like to do also. Now, whatever I'm currently doing, I will follow that also. I will see if that works, then I will follow that. If that, see, there is this dual mentality of let me see, let me try. Nature doesn't like. Nature wants 100% trust. What you're learning in this process is learning to trust. That is your soul takeaway. Learning to trust, learning to take that leap of faith and going and doing, and then whatever comes in front of you, you're going to be willing to invest and learn from it. No, that is what you're learning in this process, because whatever nature cure, whatever it is, allopathy, in this pati, whatever it is called, none of these things, acupressure, none of these things will carry to our grave. None of this, the soul will carry it back. All of that is earth's knowledge. What we are going to carry back is only virtues, habits, and all of those things. So see, in everything, what are the habits we are learning? Am I trying to fear? Am I trying to trust? So those are the things that you need to understand. So, but nature wants you to, it's not going to give you a guarantee paper and say, okay, you come into this, then I'm going to give you this paper, I'm going to sign and say, I'm going to help you. No, it doesn't work. It will say, you come, you take 2 steps, then I will take 10 steps. So nature will help you only if you are willing to help yourself and believe that nature is going to work for me. Nature is that unconditional loving mother who helps everybody who comes to her. And that is how she will help you. If you say that I will do that also, I will do this also, one leg on that boat, one leg on this boat, means it will not work. You have to say, I will be on this boat because I know this is the right thing to do. Whatever comes in this, I know that she will only show me the path. I may not have the knowledge today, but when it happens, she will show me the path. That is what is called surrender. And in my experience, the people who have healed only because they have trusted. Not me. They have trusted this process. They have trusted their way of life. and only then they will heal. Otherwise, 100% raw, if they eat also, they will not heal. Okay, it is the mind. Everywhere it is the mind that is working. Okay. So with this, I end my presentation. If you have any questions, I can take it. Nidhi Agarwal, can you unmute yourself and then talk?
Ma'am, it's been, what can I say, as if it seems as if I was searching for all these things, ma'am, since when I've been hearing, do this diet, do this, go for allopathy, go for this, and like, it was also, ma'am, do we have anything in Hindi? Because I have, like, Hindi is such a universal language. I feel if we can have anything, such beautiful sessions in Hindi, it will reach out to more people, ma'am.
Definitely. I mean, we can talk in Hindi, but we will not be this fluent. It doesn't come out so seamlessly, but who knows? Maybe masters will help in that also.
Ma'am, I won't say intermittent fasting, but like the ancestors used to do, and also like if we eat before sunset, and if we eat after sunrise, ma'am, is it okay, or is it this current dieting fad or this intermittent fasting what has come into play? Or is eating before 6 by 5, by having dinner by 5 or 6, is it okay, ma'am?
See, typically, when it comes to eating food, they say a person who eats 3 times cooked food is called a rogi. A person who eats 2 times cooked food is called a bhogi. A person who eats once is called a yogi. Okay, that has been told in the Shastras. But besides that, over time, what has happened is we have been eating so much unmindfully that we have gone to a status where we become a bhogi and a rogi. So, but to fast efficiently, we need to become a yogi first. And to get to the yogi status where we are not hungry on a frequent basis, we need to clean the body with various ways like juices and all of those things. Take higher forms of fruits, juices and all that. Clean the body first. Then naturally you will not be hungry for 16 hours. For example, I've been doing this since 2012. And today, the very first solid food that I eat is at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. Not because I'm trying to fast myself or force fasting or something. I don't do force fasting. When body is hungry, I align with the body. When the body is hungry, but my mind is saying fast because somebody told fasting is very important, it doesn't work like that. Fasting is very good. But are you ready for fasting? Is your body hungry at that time? Then eat. But eat the right foods. Eat fruits. Eat some of those things. So that is very important. You need to make the body your friend. Don't suffer the body. Body is very important. It is your traveling companion. Don't suffer the body because some rule says something. Rules are very important. Ancestors have made those rules. It is really good. But are you there yet? If you're not there yet, get prepared to go there, then do all of those things.
Ma'am, can I get in touch with you like offline, ma'am, personally? Can I just message you? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Mayuri Modi, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful session. I wanted to ask you that in the beginning of before these 7 stages, you said that these will only physicalize, it'll enter the physical body after, it crosses the emotional and mental health. So first it enters the emotional and mental health. So we need to actually keep checking our mental health first. Absolutely. For all these things to prevent on the mental. And so if we are actually kind of doing things which make us happy, for let's say, for example, we keep doing things which make us happy, so then these things will mainly not really take the stage 4, stage 5, because emotionally we are happy, so our vitality is more, it doesn't get depleted.
Yes. In fact, saving is far more when you save it at those levels, subtler levels. than at the physical level. Next comes physical.
Okay, so that is why we need to keep ourselves more happy
Yes.
to save energy.
In fact, even in
From-
sickness, be grateful.
Right.
So then you'll save a lot more there also.
Also, I wanted to ask you, like you said, ki if you can save, you can earn through sleep and meditation, and you can save like if you go to a party or if you have to go eat lunch. So you just eat something which which is just like not non-fried, not sweets, this that, and then for dinner you can just have water or juices or foods. But then doesn't it lead to a constipation? Like I have constipation sometimes, so I kind of eat because I am scared that otherwise I might um,
See, many of the
happen.
times, fear is, you have to check whether you are in fear in other areas of your life.
Okay.
That will manifest into constipations also. It would have become physical because you don't want to let go of your past, no?
So how do we then how do we work on
See,
that?
once the mind has made it physical, you'll have to clean it up at physical only. You can change the mind, but then it requires a lot of subconscious level programming for the body to work at that level. We may not be geared up to do that, so we have to clean the physical and that's root cause separately, parallelly. You'll have to address your fear, become fearless, read books, and understand why you have to become fearless with life, why you can trust life, how other people have to be trusted, why are other people not to be hated. All of those things you'll have to think through and address those things. And at a physical level, constipation is basically eating a lot of foods that are like concrete. It is not going out, and there is not enough hydration in the body to flush it out, not enough fiber, like raw fruits, raw vegetables are not going inside the body. Lots of animal products. These things will create a lot of inflammations also.
Although I eat fruits only for breakfast and I have salads every day.
Pay attention to your liquids, juices. At least drink 1 liter of juices every day.
Like water, I have 2 liters.
Not water. Water doesn't have the enzymes in it to act like soap and scrub.
So fruit juices or vegetable juices.
You can mix and have.
Okay, and
Add
or
greens
soups.
also to them. Yeah.
Or
Not
soups.
soups. Not soups. Soups you can have it for dinner. I'm talking about pure hydration to maintain your 70% balance. The water will not do.
Like coconut water or fruits or juices.
There is no or. Juices, coconut water, lemon water, it's all one category.
Okay, so juices.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dheeraj Devan.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, I had one question. The session was really very amazing. And ma'am, the question that I wanted to ask you was, actually, ma'am, my son is also taking online class. So, then there are network issues. So I can't start my video.
No problem.
Ma'am, the question which I had was like, my father passed away 1 year back. And I had been meditating for a long time, but yes, just few months before my father passed away, like I got intuition that I need to be regular, and I have been regularly meditating for the past 1 year now. But then that day when I sat for my, own Reiki healing, which I had learned, probably in my younger days, I could feel, when I kept my hand on my heart chakra, like I was going in sleep. When I did it for the other chakras, it was all right. But when I kept my hand on the heart, like sounds were there as if there is still a lot of pain. But, then I resorted to different methods of meditation. I even did Guda Kesha, in between. Yes, I couldn't complete the Sankalpa of 40 days, but yes, I did for 23 days. And yes, my energy levels were quite good. I could feel the mental happiness, peace within. But मुझे यही समझ नहीं आया कि जब मैंने कल एकदम से वैसे ही healing अपने आप का करने का सोचा, still there is lot of pain. हाँ, I was too much attached to my father, I should say emotionally. अभी भी कभी-कभी I go in flashbacks, okay? बट मैं अपने आप को वापस बहुत जल्दी ले आती हूँ और मैं मेडिटेट भी करती हूँ, बट देन हाउ टू ओवरकम दिस ग्रीफ जो कि अंदर ऐसे सप्रेस्ड है अभी भी, और जो मुझे लग रहा था कि मैं आई हैव ओवरकम.
See, there is nothing like you will overcome. You will always get what do you say, you'll encounter experiences in front of you which will constantly show you it is still there inside. When the experience comes in front of you and it is not showing you that it is not there, until then you have to keep cleaning yourself. Many masters say that our job is a cleaner's job. We are here
Okay.
for cleaning. Whole life we are cleaning only. If you finish your father's cleaning, some other cleaning will come. So don't get bored with cleaning at all, and don't think that we should reach a state where there won't be any problems in our life. Some problem or the other will be there in our life, and our job is problem solving only. So don't get bored with, don't get tired with anything. Just think that, oh, it's still there. Okay, I will do this again and again. Even if you have to do it for 1 year, please do. Because deeper issues take time. So if it needs time, it needs time. You can't help it.
Okay. And then second thing was, like you said, that we should, focus on book reading also. But then I can't make out ki when I sit for meditation, and I also keeps my books ever ready with me, but my mind always goes towards meditation. अब मुझे कई बार ये नहीं समझ आता मैं book reading से escape कर रही हूँ. But I bring books, मैं हाथ में भी लेती हूँ, 1 page, 2 lines I will read, and somehow some work strikes, or I close the book. Now, how to develop this habit, ma'am?
Every day read a page, whether you like it or not, read a page. I was also not a book reader, but slowly, once you start reading books, you will actually get into the joy of reading books. And there are so many books in PSSM, and there are so many PDFs also that get circulated. So it is not at all a problem. And if you don't want to read books, there are so many Swadhyaya sessions that happens in every single channel. Even if you're not going live also, if you go to those channels, so many are already there. Hindi mein bhi hai na, PMC Hindi is like overflowing with all these things. So you should pay attention. See, just doing meditation will not help. Otherwise, Patriji wouldn't have introduced to Swadhyaya at all. He wouldn't have read 1 book otherwise. Right? So it means it was important to read books. Otherwise,
Yes.
you'll get energy, but you don't know where to channel that energy. I was talking about that in the previous class, right? You need to know. You need the knowledge to channel that energy in the right way. And for that, book reading is very important. Knowledge is very important. And this knowledge should only be a suggestion. It should not be a replacement for your intuition. You should take it, you should apply it and make your own experience. That is why you are getting all this knowledge. You are not just a follower of anybody. You have to become your own follower. You need to be yourself, that's all. And that is what was his dream. No, that is why he was saying, you are your own God, you are the God, you are God. He didn't say I am God.
Because, recently my friend, she made me, read this PYS, Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And, finally we came to a decision today that until and unless we meditate for longer hours, these sutras are also not going to help us, because un sab mein main crux is do meditation.
The entire Patanjali Yoga Sutras were written to meditate only, no? Everything, whether it's asana, dhyana, yama, niyama, whatever you see, everything has been written just so that you can sit for 3 hours and then meditate and then get self-realization someday. So otherwise, so everything is going to teach you processes. There is no right and wrong process to get to self-realization. Whatever you resonate with, that is your process. But you sit and practice, that is necessary to go and get there. There is no 2 ways about it. So, yeah, thank you.
And ma'am, do you also give the diet plans and all if we consult you personally?
Yes, ma'am, I do that. Okay. Thank you. Sapna, architect.
Yeah, hello Smita ji. Thank you so much for an amazing session, and lot of blessing to you for giving us so much of your time and energy. My question is that actually July say probably I have turned into dairy free and trying oil free also, and earlier I was non-vegetarian but now I am vegetarian, so plant based basically. But मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि I have now fear of food also. Constantly thinking ये खाऊं ना खाऊं, ये ठीक रहेगा या नहीं ठीक रहेगा. So एक वो जो instant एक खुशी एक that kind of joy is somewhere is I'm missing that, because constantly thinking of ये नहीं अच्छा ये खाओ, ये नहीं अच्छा वो खाओ, and there's too much of information also which keeps coming from every end. So
see, that is why I think it's best that you take that and you say, okay, fine, I'll apply this sincerely for the next 15 days. Be diligent on one thing. Don't keep fluctuating whatever comes to you. Up and down, nahi karo. Like, for example, let's say if you do fruits, vegetables, salads and all that until dinner, and dinner one cooked food. Keep doing the same thing at least for 6 months. Don't do any changes. I mean, changes only when your body needs to heal and all that. That changes, okay, which we spoke about vital economy. I'm telling, don't say, okay, am I going on the right path? There is nothing like, am I going on the right path? You're always on the right path. There is always learning in every path. We are, as per the 10 spiritual laws of that even Patriji has spoken, we are always progressing. We are always progressing in the right direction. There is nothing like reverse direction at all in this journey. Our soul is always pushing us in the right direction. But there is also another law which says, I can hasten my process in this journey. So which means there comes the ways where you're thinking and saying, I will do this for 6 months. I will improve my energies. I will improve my whatever. So don't fear. Fear is the one that you need to overcome.
Yeah.
Right? Be bindas. Be fearless. And you say, okay, what can eating fruits do anyway? Let me be fearless. What can vegetables do anyway? So like that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when
And
the issues come inside your body, think, okay, maybe there's an opportunity for me to understand how to maintain my vital economy and then detox. Don't fear diseases. Diseases are there because your good energy was good. That's why it's showing up as it's coming outside.
You just shared that you take your first solid meal at 2 o'clock. That means before that, are you on some kind of juice or it's just water?
No, water and 1 liter of juice.
1 liter of juice. That is vegetable or?
Yeah, it may not be the same for every single person because that is the time that I am hungry.
Okay.
Over a period of time, what happens, we may not, over a period of time, when hunger, when the energy levels are high and there is not much to detox, then the hunger will be very late. And there will also come a time when you will not be hungry, but you will feel like eating. But that is why we'll have to think through also. Okay, I'm not hungry and energy levels are there, but we feel, okay, time is there, we need to eat, all that also will come. So that is how we progress in our life.
Okay, fine. And in the morning, I have just seen if I eat papaya, that is very good for my system because I also generally get.
Let me stop you there. We'll talk about food in the next.
Okay, thank you.
And then maybe you can ask that doubt there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Aman, what is your doubt? Okay, so we'll move on to the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, it's my question is in the list.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
About sexual spend of energy.
So if a person is spending his sexual fluid also, and if it is overdoing it, obviously there is vital energy is also spent there. That is why in the past, people were so conscious of their vital energy going in the wrong, what do you say? I should not say wrong, but going into animalistic ways of using, which is eating, sleeping, and mating. So they would basically maintain celibacy and go towards their self-realization, or that was the path that they took. But today we are still in that kind of a duality. We are still in that root chakra levels, and we still are focusing only on eating, sleeping, and mating. And that is why we are still spending our energy there, because we don't have that awareness that if I spend it there, I still can't go towards, I may be, losing out on that vital energy being spent there. But then, yeah, it all depends on this. But in PSSM, they depend, Patriji has spoken about the middle path, which means you are born in a household.
No,
You are
but
born in a household with family.
yes, Garastra Yogi. But tell me one thing, like while healing or while recovering, one should avoid it totally, or how?
See, depends on, every activity also spends energy. So I would say that when we are not sick, when we are sick and all of those things, instead of, let's say, spending our energy on, let's say, finding joy in mating, we can definitely rest. And I'm sure we'll find other days when we should be okay. I mean, I think it's a personal choice. I would not say anything right or wrong about this.
Mhm.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Rupa Jain, please.
Yeah. So I'm Jain. So I'm a vegetarian, but I do take like milk products. So I try to reduce, but so does it help to reduce or eliminate certain things? Like I don't take, like I've been able to be okay with no yogurt and ghee and stuff like that, but I do need some milk in my tea.
Why don't you
And
replace it with coconut milk? And we have a section, we have a class in which we are going to talk about how to make these milk.
yeah, I tried to, but somehow like it's about satisfaction. Like, tea is the thing you drink in the morning and it just doesn't feel like you even had tea, like it's just like a taste and it's like a satisfaction kind of thing. So that's the thing I'm finding most difficult to eliminate.
See, in my
And
opinion, when we have to bring in new habits, first we need a reason, a strong reason why we need this new habit. So if you think that milk is to go plant-based, I have the strong reason, and you think that I'm not able to remove this tea, then which means your reason is not strong. So read, talk to people, and make that reason strong. Then when your
yeah,
reason
I mean,
becomes
what
strong,
my thing would be that from a health benefit point of view, does it help to reduce it or you have to actually completely eliminate it?
see, in my opinion, doing plant-based for health reasons is good, but you will not be able to sustain that long time. Once your health becomes okay, you will again go back to saying one cup here and there. It will not work, and again you'll go back to the same habits and you'll have the same problems. So it's always best to bring plant-based lifestyle
Fully, like
fully
100%.
with ethical values. That I am not here to I'm not here to get pleasure based on at the cost of other animals. When that comes, then automatically your mind is going to switch. If that animal was that it was you, let's say if it was a child of that, then the feeling is more stronger. But because it's not in front of you, the feeling is not there. In my experience, in my last 8 to 9 years of experience, that is what I educate to my clients. You do it for health reasons initially, but you cannot sustain this until you bring ethical values into your way of reasoning. A reason that is strong will make you go do anything. Impossible also you can go do. But today, if you're not able to do, it means that reasons are not strong enough. You think that nothing is happening to me, ek cup kya hoga. But there will come a time when that ek cup will become bhari. Then you should be able to switch. But you'll be in one of those stages. Then coming back is going to take a longer time, because animals have a lot of protein. It's a high amount of acids that are coming into your system.
Yeah, I mean, ethically, I can understand because I've been a vegetarian. We don't eat meat, but because milk is allowed as per our religion, it doesn't seem like it's unethical to have it. So
In
that's
the past, though, that kind of awareness was not there. That is why it was okay. See, when we talk about religion, it has been there for a long time. But at that time, it was not, so much of abuse in the animal industry was not happening. Today, it is very commercial. In the past, when religion started, they had cows in their backyard. That's all. And that when it gave, it gave. When it did not give, it did not give. When it gave birth to a baby, it gave. When it did not give birth to a baby, there was no milk. So, but today we get it from the dairy industry. So now we can't talk about the same conditions that actually was prevalent in the past. So now you have to think differently. You can't depend on your ancestors to feed you information. You have to think on your own. That is why you have a separate intellect. Your grandparents had a separate intellect. And you are a separate soul. They are a separate soul. And you are equally God. They are also equally God. So you have to take your own independent decisions. You can't depend on what my ancestors told me. They told me I will blindly believe it. That doesn't work. In today's conditions, you have to make your own decisions. Tomorrow, your children may not, you should tell your children, don't believe whatever we tell. You make your own decision.
Yeah. And about books, like you said, reading books, but I generally like to listen. So that's okay, right? Like
Yeah, sure.
discourses, audiobooks. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for the amazing session. Thanks
Yeah.
very much.
Somebody asks, how is toxemia explained in newborn babies who are diagnosed with cancer? See, from a physical point of view, we can give any number of reasons saying, okay, they may have come into a body with lots of toxemia. I mean, let's say the parents had all of these things and the cells accumulated. We can say any of these things, but from a spiritual point of view, the soul just wanted to spend a short period of karma in the mother's womb, or maybe a little period after it came out of the womb. So once its period was over, it went back. The soul decided to go back. So, but because of lack of awareness, many souls think that if I have to go back from earth, I have to create a disease for myself and go back. But slowly with knowledge and wisdom and awareness, one can understand that we can create our own reality. And I can maybe find ways to just shut off my prana or take the life force out of my body and then just exit, like the way all these people with yogis do, right? That is possible. If they can do it, then we can do it. But because we don't have the skills to do it, we don't have the awareness to do it, we bring some disease in our body and then we say the soul has to say goodbye to the body. So the health is very different, death is very different. Sometimes we can say all of these things, but ultimately from a spiritual point of view, it is all karma. You have to keep suffering that karma until you finish that quota. That is why they said, right, Jnanagni Dagda Karmanam. It means that when you're reading books and all that, everything doesn't have to be a suffering. Everything doesn't have to be an experience. You can just read books, you can get the awareness and move on. You don't even have to suffer that karma. So there are so many ways of looking at all of these things, but since the topic is very physical as of now, this is what it is. Yeah, but when it comes to different cases where children have cancer and things like that, that is where is the reason we can give. We can't say that as a child itself they had a lot of toxin. Maybe they knew in that body they will get it, whatever it is, but we won't know for sure whether that really happened. We can just only speculate. So my mom is having sinusitis, ma'am is taking tablets. All of a sudden we could stop the tablet and help her cope up. Ma'am, please suggest how can we? So yeah, again, Sharvanan, it only means that toxemia is very high, body is sending out a lot of mucus outside. So reduce all her acidic foods and things like that. If she's overthinking, ask her to reduce all that. I'm sure their body will be able to balance some vital energy there. How often juicing should be practiced? See, juicing, if you are very sick with fevers and things like that, do juicing for the whole day and save energy. And but on a daily basis, if you're okay, but for the body to constantly flush out things inside, on a daily basis, drink some juice. That is not called fasting. That is not called doing anything. It's like food. It's like how you do eat 3 meals of the day or whatever. Like that, juice is also a part of your meal. Like that, you bring juicing as a part of your meal, and that will be covered in the subsequent classes. Okay, so we've already shot out our time. The people who have not got answers, you can share it in the WhatsApp group, and I'll try to answer there.
Yeah, that would be great, Smita. It was a wonderful session, really, and we look forward tomorrow also for the same. And we request the masters to join in on time. And see you all tomorrow, everyone. Divine night, everyone. Thank you.